Hello everybody, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. Today we're in a 2015 Range Rover, I keep wanting to say Land Rover, Range Rover long wheelbase LWB. This is the big daddy of the Range Rover lineup. It's extremely posh inside, very, very nice in here. Um, We're going to do a little bit of off-road right now. We're up on the bluffs, south of Pine Bluffs, Wyoming, and most of this is hard-packed dirt trail. You can do it with just about any vehicle, I think. A lot of these trails, we've driven our minivan on them, so they're not that hardcore. But there are a couple places you can go, and I'm going to show you those. We're going to see what happens when we use the four-wheel drive system, and I'm going to do an easy trail that's overgrown and looks really good on film, but and in photos, but in real life is if you have the ground clearance to drive over it, it's not that difficult. And then we'll do something that's a little bit harder than that, has a little more bouncing, a little more action going on. And hopefully this camera mount holds out. This is also a test of a camera mount. This is a dash mounted thing that I put on there, and I'm hoping it holds out. If it doesn't hold out and it falls off, then yeah, then I'll give it a bad review and I'll hook it. So anyway, yeah, so let's go out and bounce around a little bit. Okay, I was telling you I was going to take you on a fairly easy trail. This one's really overgrown. Otherwise, it's pretty easy. We haven't had any rain lately, so it should be pretty hard. There shouldn't be any soft points. Although there is almost always, right in the middle of this, there's almost always a little puddle that kind of stays there for a long time because this is so overgrown. The only thing I've done for the four-wheel drive on this system is I'm leaving it in auto so it can pick its own setup, let the terrain select do its own thing. But I did raise the suspension all the way because this is overgrown, so I don't want any bodywork to scratch on something that I can't see from here and we'll find in the middle. I'm going to take it fairly slow, but this will give you a decent idea of what the Rover can do in regular off-roading. This is, it's not hardcore at all, but it's the kind of thing that most people do when they go off-road. So that's my parking radar. I'm going to turn that off, telling me there's stuff all around the car. I think I can see that. So right up here, just ahead of us, this is where there's usually a puddle. I don't see any water. We'll dip down a little. Nope, nothing there. Maybe right here though. Yeah, that's still a little gushy. I can feel it. Can feel it in the tires. We're holding about 5 or 6 miles an hour for this. And there you go. That's it. I told you it was short. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what this can do off-road. Next, we'll go over and I'll show you a much harder, more bouncy thing. Hopefully the camera mount holds out for it. All right, this time I'm going to take you on a little tougher trail and see if the camera mount will handle it. This is a different part of the same bluff. You can see we're at one of the highest points, and we're looking out over the west. This is eastern Wyoming, and you're looking west. This is a little bit tougher. Hopefully the camera mount holds it. It's done it before and not had any problems. So we're going to come down here, and instead of going straight forward, you're going to see we're going to turn right. And what you'll see here it's a short little hill, but it has a lot of ruts and bounces. So the vehicle's going to move a lot once we get on it. So there we went over a tree branch. There's the rear end, went over it and bounced off. And we're going to go forward a little. I'm going to drive you through here too, because this is kind of This is kind of fun. I like this hard rock right here. This is a good spot for photos. I do a fair amount of photos right in here. See, it had no issues with that. I think the camera is making it look a lot softer than it really was. Pretty amazing. So right here we're at a closed gate. I used to four-wheel up in there a lot, and they closed it down because it was getting torn up. And the other side of that hill is private property, so you kind of have to respect that. I do have some friends that own property over there that if I want to go on some Jeep trails, I can do it. I'm not going to do it with this today, but in the future, when I have a very good vehicle for this again, I will take you up there. All right, so we did our 3-point turn. We're going to go back over it. We're going to go back up that hill. And this time I am going to move the system back to auto and let it select its own modes and do its own thing. This should be fun because I haven't actually driven up this hill with just letting the Rover pick its own thing. So you can see that. You probably just saw that rut, or that, bounce. That's a lot more fun going up than down. All right. So that was it. That's the four-wheel drive system, and a little bit of bouncing on the trail, and up here just south of Pine Bluffs, Wyoming. So this has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. Talk to you again soon.